Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below.
Now, here we go. As the engines are revving, we're preparing to go racing here at Albert Park in Melbourne for the first race of Season 16, and they're away, and it looks like a good start. Decent amount of wheel spin from the Toro Rosso, it looked like there. It looks like no problems for Evo, though, or Surprise. Possibly Powerful up the inside, actually on Leopard. Is he going to take that position? Let's go on board with the Toro Rosso. No, he was not able to take that position. Pinecone's already made up a position on Feisty Ted. CRL Hamilton has made up 3 positions already as we're into turn 3 now. Is there going to be any sort of carnage? Yes, we've got drivers off at the back, several drivers. Let me see if we can find out who that was. That was Zelchi and ZLC X4 at the rear. That's going to lose them a lot of time. Do they have any major damage? They do still have their front wings, all 4 wheels as well too, so they will be able to continue on. Up at the front, Leopard is losing pace a little bit, but Surprise is really hounding Evo here. Pinecone doing a good job defending, and again with a good run coming out of that corner on the run down towards 11 and 12. He's going to pick up the slipstream on the back of the Force India of OMG It's Joe, and again he's going to try around the outside. This is where he picked up the penalty last lap, and he's just practically pushing the Force India through the corners. There's no dirty air for him as he's going to go to the outside lane for the right-hander. What's that?
Oh, goodness me. One of the other Haas car nearly got involved as well. I don't know if you were on board there, Justin. From the outboard shot, there were 3 wide going into that corner. Somehow Joe is still ahead. Is that one of Hamilton diving up the inside? He is diving up the inside of one of the Haas cars. That's Jason he's having a look at. But look at them pouring in. In comes Joe, in comes Pinecone, and several others at the front. But this battle is continuing to rage on. It's like a Formula Ford race. Hamilton up the inside of Jason into turn 1. Can he complete the move? Oh, so close.
Oh, contact between Jason and Langman. Oh, P1R Brown into the barrier as well too. Multiple casualties in that incident. It does look like everybody's going to continue on. I think Langman came off worst out of everybody in that one though, Andy, but he is continuing on.
Cuts the corner though, picks up a penalty, and then goes wide and gets a huge kick of oversteer and was lucky not to stick it in the wall. MVP 0 again, launching it up the inside of Lockdown, and he's finally going to muscle his way past the Lockdown's off and in the wall. The front wing's gone, and his race is pretty much run. A disaster there for Lockdown, and the front wing goes off his car, and it's a bit of a disaster. And he might even put 2 cars between himself and Surprise here. Surprise's dreams are slowly fading of an opening day victory because Evo is really starting to stamp his authority. Surprise is going to have to worry actually about Leopard, who's only 4.5 seconds behind him. If Leopard doesn't gather a penalty, we could be looking at a Forza Ferrari 1-2 here. So Evo onto the tail of Reynolds. Will he do everything he can to try and help his teammate Surprise? Reynolds looks like he wants to fight it. He's going to try and force him wide, but through comes Evo up into the lead of the Australian Grand Prix, and that is probably the final big thing he had to worry about in this Grand Prix. Now he just needs to keep it on the island, stroke it home, and Evo should be on course for an opening day win. The German in the Ferrari on course to win here at Albert Park, and he's put 2 cars between himself and Surprise has got to try and clear 0 and Reynolds very quickly because he needs to ensure he's 6 seconds ahead of Leopard to avoid a Ferrari 1-2.
Surprise does clear his teammate relatively easily. However, this has allowed MVP 0 to close right up to the back of EVR Reynolds, actually. So we could see a battle for what is effectively 3rd position at the moment. Although Leopard is essentially in 3rd position, having already stopped once. And it seems Matt 212 with some connection issues possibly, but it looks like he's getting back into the race now as well, so he will be able to continue on from his top 10 position. He has yet to come into the pits as well. Will we see an overtake here from 0 on Reynolds? He moves to the inside, possibly just to get a bit of clean air under braking. He doesn't attempt the move into turn 1, which is probably for the best. Turn 3 is probably going to be a better opportunity. He's running very close behind the Mercedes. Reynolds is actually going to defend the inside line into turn 3. Side by side, oh, a bit of a bump bit of contact between the two of them. That's going to put Zero a bit wide, and that's going to destroy any chance he had of making that overtake during that corner. I would say that was just an incident, though, as Langman picks up a 3-second time penalty in the Force India. But yeah, I wouldn't apply any sort of issue there with Reynolds, no penalty or anything like that. That is just racing, but Leopard is really catching up now. He's within half a second, within 4/10, and getting closer and closer with every corner here, Andy.
It's been brilliant to watch between the two of them. I really enjoyed it, and they're continuing on another lap as Leopard now fancies a chance to get past MVP Zero on the run to turn 1, and Zero is not going to fight that. He just lets him go, and Leopard is up into P4. So Leopard needs to get the boot down. He's got to try and catch Surprise, and at the same time build a gap above 3 seconds to Simon as well. So good to see. Interesting as well that Matt212 Gaming came in on the previous lap, Justin, and he did not select Ultras. He went for the Super Softs. What will Reynolds and what will MVP do? I suspect they'll be in at the end of this lap.
Make that overtake on the Mercedes driver. He does exactly that. Puts a couple wheels into the grass on the inside of the corner for good measure, and that is Leopard up into a podium position with a 3-second time penalty, you said it was, Andy?
An MVP on the move, and Hamilton is off the track, Justin.
Oh.
Down at turn 11 and 12, and he's came to grief at that brutal section of corners we spoke about in qualifying. Ooh. And he's gone on to retire, and Hamilton out of the Grand Prix. No points for him, and that's a shame because he was running well in P6, wasn't he? But MVP Zero, who is absolutely flying out there at the moment, is now chasing down Joe for a shot at P5 now. And is MVP Zero becoming a big contender for driver of the day, Justin? I certainly think so.
Yep, I'm gonna go with that. That's a big yep from me on that one, because I was actually gonna say, just before I had the connection problems there briefly, which I'm back up now, but I was gonna say OMG, it's Joe has had a really, really good race. We haven't seen a whole lot of battling from him or anything like that, but he suddenly finds himself with just over 2 laps remaining in this Australian Grand Prix in a top 5 position, potentially able to pick up double-digit points, which would be a huge result for Zero. Could see him alongside even on the run towards turn 1. Joe is going to get defensive though. Oh, but he switches over to the right-hand side. MVP Zero is going to try it up the inside of turn 1. It's not really going to work out for him there though, but the Force India, it looked like, lost the back end ever so slightly. He's going to have that inside line on the long run down towards turn 3. Oh no! And a huge contact between the McLaren and the Force India. We've got the McLaren with his wheel missing, his front right wheel missing. He's come to a complete halt at turn 3 right before the apex, and that has got to be really disappointing for the McLaren driver, who was pressuring for, again, 10 championship points, which would have been absolutely huge. Joe, they're going to be side by side on the rundown towards turn 1, and Jason does it later, braking for the Haas driver, puts him up into 6th position, what will become 5th position with Reynolds penalties, and I don't think Jason has any penalties, if I'm not mistaken. Around the penultimate corner, through the final corner, it is going to be the inaugural win of Season 16. Apex Online Racing Hype Energy crosses the line, and that is 25 championship points in the bag for Evo. He starts his season off in the best possible way. Surprise, with the penalties applied, is going to be 11.8 seconds adrift. Leopard coming across the line now. He's going to finish in 3rd position. And where is Simon going to be? And Simon shoots up into 3rd position by 0.3 of a second, displaces Leopard off of the podium. It is going to be Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull on the podium here in Australia. An absolutely incredible race. It was very close at the front, I will say, Andy, as it looks like Matt212 is just actually still side by side with Lockdown. Matt and Lockdown going side by side through the final sector. Inside line for Lockdown, outside line for Matt. It looks like he's going to take it. We'll have to see what sort of penalties these guys have applied as they cross the finish line now. And it is going to be Cryo Lockdown that takes that final points-paying position after the penalties are applied to Matt212 in the Williams. And what an incredible race. We didn't quite have that battle for the lead. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, of course. It was an absolute blast, and we're looking forward to a good race next week from Bahrain. So make sure you guys tune in next time, and we will see you there. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.